On the night of Thursday, July 25th, 2019, five friends were hanging out in the newly founded Minecraft city of Bears. Those friends were Beta, Genial Prism 9207, Venom Sank, Dat Antonio Dude, and me, the founder and mayor of Bears, Grill Bears. After a night of shenanigans, these men retired to the town to stash their loot and chat before logging off for the night. Bears was a fledgling society formed in the aftermath of the collapse of a civilization known as Society Island. This seemingly peaceful night was about to put the Society of Bears through a test that Society Island had failed. While Beta and Genial Prism were elsewhere, Antonio, Venom, and myself headed to my watchtower. We chatted inside the main room of the base. My cat Sooty was also there, named after the real-life feline of the same name. I briefly left the room. When I returned, Sooty was dead. Murdered. What happened? Where's my cat? I asked Antonio and Venom.
It was him!
They both said. Before me stood an innocent man. And a killer. I didn't know who was which. A heated argument ensued. Neither accused relented their claim. It was one word against another, with no hard evidence. Something had to be done to get to the bottom of this foul crime, lest Bears fall into lawless chaos like Society Island had once done. Ideas were proposed and rejected until a solution was found. There would be a great trial, where each accused could make their case to a jury of their peers. How did you feel when you heard that you were going to be taken to court?
To be honest, I was a little upset. I thought we were closer than for you to sort of accuse me of something so heinous.
Initially, I was shocked. It's weird being accused of something that you would never even think about doing in a million years. So yeah, it was completely shocking.
In those days, Bears had no courthouse, so the next day after work, Beta and I logged in to quickly construct the new building. Once it was complete, we selected the impartial Jumpin' Giant to be judge. The jury consisted of Genial Prism, Beta, and Typhoonerang. While Venom edited his Minecraft skin to include a suit, Antonio brazenly changed his to that of a naked man with his penis out, in clear contempt of court. Something that would get them up to 2 years in a prison in the UK. Once everyone assembled, the trial of the century begun. I was first to take the stand. I warned the court of the danger of letting this crime go unanswered. Our society had to have order. I reminded people what happened to Society Island, how it fell into ruin. A murderer was among us, and had to be punished. I gave my testimony and retired to my little corner. It was then the accused's term. How did you feel first taking the stand?
I remember I'm quite a stoic person. I'm quite a calm, collected person, but on that stand, my heart was racing, my palms were sweaty. It was terrifying. It was a terrifying experience.
Scary. Yeah, really, honestly scary. I've never been in front of a trial or like in front of a jury before. Yeah, no, it was honestly terrifying.
First up was Venom. He gave his side of the story and remarked on Antonio's poor character, something we were all familiar with. He then dropped his bombshell evidence. The prior night, Antonio had made a call to Venom in secret. Together they conspired to put the blame on me and both walk away free. Perhaps they could have done it. However, Venom was never on board with the plan, and recorded Antonio's side of the conversation in secret. How did you feel when Venom played his recording to the court?
That really pissed me off. That really, really angered me. It really angered me, in fact, because it wasn't doctored specifically. I'll admit that. I'll admit that. We in Calla, we have long chats deep into the night about our feelings and emotions. We go into some deep, dark stuff. And he just kept talking about the incident. I was like, what are you talking about? And he was going on and he started going crazy. I don't know, it was like talking to someone with two identities. It was insane. I didn't know. I would say I would have said anything to calm him down, to get him back to where, he should be. And to hear that in court, I was enraged because I felt betrayed.
It seemed the verdict was all but decided. Antonio then took the stand themselves. They then played the recording of Venom's side of the call. Their plan was to incriminate Venom by recording his plot to frame me. How did you feel when Antonio played their half of the recording?
Honestly, betrayed. Like, really, really betrayed. I thought he was my friend, and he was trying to throw me under the bus and disguise his fucking disgusting acts.
But you did it to him first.
That is relevant. I feel like that's not relevant to I feel like the judges wouldn't hold that in the court of law.
The two scoundrels both had the same idea to backstab each other. We were back at square one. Both looked equally guilty. Just as chaos was about to engulf the courtroom, a member of the jury, Genial Prism, stood up.
I would like to take the stand.
Judge Giant allowed it.
I saw the murder. That Antonio dude killed the cat.
Despite concealing evidence, Genial Prism was a respected member of the server whose words held weight. This was the breakthrough we needed for justice to be done. Antonio was found guilty of murder in the first degree. In the United Kingdom, the maximum penalty for animal cruelty offences is 5 years, and/or an unlimited fee. For murder in the first degree, it is a life sentence. Unfortunately, Judge Giant only ordered that Antonio pay me reparations in the form of 10 new cats. Only one would be provided. How did it feel to have your crimes exposed and justice dealt?
My crimes exposed. What are you trying to imply? My crimes exposed.
You were found guilty.
Look, the court was corrupt. Everyone was against me. You see that, that Aaron guy, that weasel? I will stand by the fact. It is a fact, not an opinion, a factual statement that I was innocent. And I was set up by not just one person, but by the entire court system. I'm going to say this again. I did not have murderous relations with that cat.
Months later, I realized I would never get the rest of those cats, so I used my mayoral powers to seize Antonio's cave property. The cave was then auctioned off to Genial Prism, whose base was above it. He turned the caves into a villager freedom market, where NPC villagers trade freely of their own accord.
I lost everything. Everything. You know what Aaron got in the end? You know what he got? He got my caves. My caves that I found, I built, I worked hard on, I made homely and cozy, and he turned them into
freedom
markets. He turned them into
freedom
markets. And I'm the bad guy? I'm the bad person when he made a market full of
free men. Free men. Free men.
Why doesn't anyone talk about that?
One question remained. Why did Genial Prism deny seeing the crime until the end of the trial? Why did you let us do all the court stuff before telling us you saw the crime?
Oh, what can I say? Sometimes I like to get up to a little mischief.